Hello, everyone. How's it going?
Oh, I'm feeling fine, but I don't know how they feel. But welcome to a collaborative video of about a Sonic discussion hours before it launches, at least in North America on the East Coast.
Oh yeah. Sonic Frontiers is on the horizon, and I can't
Eh,
play it until 7 o'clock in the morning because I have to do it overnight at work. So
yeah, and I get to play it at midnight because I double dipped, and I'm stupid like that.
hold on
Um,
a second.
what's going on? Okay, but yeah. Anyway, I was gonna get it just physically, and then that was it. But I thought, well, I want to play it at minute launch. And now I feel stupid because imagine if it comes in and I didn't check the mail yet and it's here, and then all of a sudden I have both copies and I paid for two things that I didn't need to.
That's you always somehow financially screw yourself.
Yeah, just how I bought Panzer Dragoon Saga for both of us.
That's a different day. Different story for a different day.
Oh, but everyone must at least has to know that at least know the title in any video. Just any video, we have to say that. But yeah,
If
this
you
is more
don't
of like
know
a
what the
podcast style video, so we might go off topic a little bit, but we'll try to be very on point.
yeah, that's not gonna happen. So
Yeah, but
um,
with Frontiers, I'd say the history of this game is very interesting because it
so
was so mysterious.
let's go back a little bit. Sonic has been in a very up. He's been all over the place, right?
Mhm.
He had a pretty solid run from 1991 to 2001. Pretty
Yeah,
solid.
just about.
And then 2003 happened with Sonic Heroes, and
That was like it was okay as a kid. I didn't mind it. As an adult, I don't really want to play it, but
and then we
yeah,
had things like Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06 and Secret Rings, and he just kept getting knocked down and down and down and beaten into the ground.
yeah, it was honestly really sad because you love this character so much and you try to defend it, but there's just no damn way to do it.
No, there
So
really
as
isn't.
a kid, it sucks, but as an adult, you're just like, yeah, that's the way it is.
So he finally seemed to have a turnaround in 2010 when Sonic Colors came out.
I would say around 2008, he
Oh yeah,
started to turn around.
Unleashed has a bit of a cult following now. When it first came out, people were kind of like, "What is this game?"
Yeah,
But
everyone was like, "This game's garbage. Sega's lazy. They didn't have enough time they didn't want to put any time and effort into doing this." And the Werehog was just garbage. Trying to get off the God of War craze going on at the time.
as the years have gone on, I know I have. I don't know about everybody else, but I've started to appreciate Unleashed more as the years have gone on.
Until I get a Series X and get Sonic Unleashed again, um, I don't know. I mean, I liked it. Like what's funny about that? I had the PS2 version when growing up,
Oh, you
and you don't hear anybody talking about the PS2 version. You hear about the Wii version, but not the PS2. The
pretty
PS2
same,
version is fine.
but
The only difference is Sonic's model is a little bit less detailed in the PS2 version. That's literally it.
yeah, but between Colors and then Generations the next year, Sonic seemed to be getting his footing back.
Oh yeah, everyone loved colors back then. I'm
Oh,
saying back then because we'll get to that.
and then Generations, everybody still loves Generations.
Yes.
And
There's
then
one person that I know that's wrong that says that it's not as good as like colors because it doesn't have any originality. I'm like, no, it's
yeah, but
stop.
it controls better. So
So we should say that about every Kirby game, for example, that always uses Wispy Woods or whatever the heck they call that place, with the big tree.
yeah, exactly. Or every time we use the World 1-1 theme in Mario.
Yeah, so it's like, guys, Sonic, why do you guys give Sonic that shit about reusing, stages and stuff, but not Mario, not
Well,
Kirby?
we'll get back to
Okay, okay.
that. But Sonic hasn't really been on his best footing since Generations, to be honest. Lost
The only
World
thing
was
that was decent was Sonic 4 Episode 2. It was decent. It was not bad, but it wasn't anything like to write home about. a decent romp, one playthrough. I don't see myself doing it ever again.
Yeah, because Sonic Lost World was kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, you said once you got to a certain world, I don't remember which one it was back in 2013, that you just outright hated the game. Said it
Yeah,
was the worst game ever. I was like, holy shit, man.
yeah, no, it got frustrating, but I've warmed up to it a little bit. I mean, it's not great
Mhm.
by any means, but it's not the worst thing.
Isn't it weird that that game got ported to PC but not PS4 or Xbox One?
It's a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then I think
Huh.
what really, really shot people in the foot with Sonic was Sonic Forces.
I thought Sonic Boom shot it in the foot, but then again, everyone knew that wasn't Sonic Team. We thought, oh, Sonic Team is gonna really, pull through after that, mistake.
Notice how I haven't mentioned Mania in this video, because that's kind of its own thing. It doesn't really, really matter.
Yeah, no, we're just talking
It
about the
always
3D entries because the 3D entries are always going to be, they're always polarizing to each other for the most part. Because either you get amazing, okay, terrible, amazing, terrible, amazing, good. Like there's no consistency like Mario, for example. You
or
know?
Zelda even, um,
Ooh.
or even like Zelda. But
Yeah. Like unless minus Majora's Mask, different story. Each entry just got better and better.
that's a video for a different day.
I know we don't want to piss anybody off right now.
Forces.
So with
The problem with Forces
Yeah,
was
you played this. I actually haven't played it all the way through because I couldn't stand it.
a problem with Forces is that it seemed to have a lot of ambition put into its plot or its concept. Let me clarify, its concept.
And it took 3 years to make the concept.
And then no effort in anything else. Every level is a 2-minute long straight line.
Yeah, and the developers of the levels were only
And
three
on
people.
top of that, you are
Hmm?
once again reusing level themes. Because you have Green Hill again, you have Chemical Plant again, you have Death Egg again.
Yeah, see, it depends on the context of the situation if you're going to reuse things. If it's just reusing things without any plot reasoning as to why you need to go there, for Sonic, because for 3D Sonic has always been more story driven, I guess you could say. Because everything from 2000 or 1998 to 2000 well, no, even now, like no matter how light the story is for kids, it still has like a plot going for it.
Or if you
Um,
want to say Mario or Kirby or something like that, yeah.
yeah. Oh shit, I got lost on my track of thought. So where was I going with that?
You're,
Like,
you're saying there's usually a story reason why we go back to older
mm,
eras.
yeah, like Sonic Generations. The reason why we went back to that stuff is you went through time and you're in like basically this void, and these other zones from different eras got pulled into there, and you go through it. That's a good reason. But when things like the Wisps, for example, were reused, that didn't make sense.
They were just
But
there.
yeah, see, I don't care enough to be like docking points on a game for doing that. It's like, all right, whatever. It's like Mario. There's no consistency, but
Like, there's no
you think,
that game's tone either. Like, you say Sonic's been tortured for 6 months, he's no worse for wear.
and what's funny about that? That's an actual English edition that we got. Because in the Japanese version, there's no mention of him being tortured at all.
Like, he was fine. It was like nothing happened to him.
Yeah, so why did they add in the North American version to be saying that he was being
You
tortured?
have things
To-
like you had this cool concept of let's look at all these returning villains are back. Chaos, Shadow, Metal Sonic, Zavok. There was somebody else.
yeah, Metal Sonic, Chaos,
Shadow,
Zavok.
Zavok, and Infinite.
Oh, well, yeah, Infinite. But
You don't fight
it's
any of them except for Zavok and Metal Sonic.
like Metal Sonic. Okay, I expected that, but why only Zavok?
Like, if you were
Come
gonna
on.
fight any of them, shouldn't it have been Chaos? Since he was
Yeah,
like the
everyone would have loved the Chaos fight.
but like he gets dispatched off like in a cutscene by Classic Sonic. Which why is Classic Sonic in the game?
Speaking of that, somebody made an actual boss battle for Chaos Zero, in Sonic Forces on PC mod,
I
and
feel
it's
like
actually pretty cool.
yeah, that's awesome. But so here's the thing: I think Forces having no ambition and no drive, and people really calling Sonic Team out on it, is what drove them to make Frontiers.
They're like, you know what? We fucked up. I mean, well, the thing is, they only staffed like 3 or 4 people to make level designs. 3, I think, being their first, 2 being their first ever game, Sonic game ever, and the first one being the lead designer or so. I don't know what his position was for Lost World. So having these people work on what Sonic Team lied to us about back then, they're not Sonic Team per se, but Sega lied to us back then by saying made by the same people who brought you Colors and Generations.
Yep.
No, that entire team left, as far as I know. This is just I don't know if it's rumor, if it's true. Ended up leaving Sega to go work at Nintendo, and what did they end up making? One of the best Mario games ever fucking made. Well,
So
best 3D Mario game
this,
in my opinion.
by the time this video is uploaded, I'll probably have already played Frontiers. Because as of the time of this recording, Frontiers isn't out yet. It comes out, it's almost 6 o'clock. It comes out in about 6 hours. But
Yes, sir. 6 hours, 17 minutes, and 10 seconds.
so,
I have my PS5 open, so I just kind of left.
Yeah, I'm getting the Series X version. He's getting the PS5 version, which they're probably comparable. They're probably basically the same game. But
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to be that much different. I mean, these 2 consoles are powerhouses, so that's one thing I'm worried about the Switch version, though.
The Switch version of Forces wasn't great. Granted, that game wasn't great, but
I played that game for 30 minutes and said it was garbage.
I'm not gonna say it's garbage. It's just a nothing. It's just.
Well, that's what makes it garbage to me, because it's like, if I don't feel anything while playing the game, like, not even, like, fun, not even boredom, just kind of like...
Because that was the first Sonic game, main Sonic game in 4 years, and that's what we got.
Yeah, because they spent 3 years making the concept, and 1 year making levels. That doesn't balance out right.
Again, I haven't played it yet. But from the trailers and from what I've been seeing people say about the game, it looks like there's a lot more effort put into Sonic Frontiers than there ever was Sonic Forces.
Forces, yeah. I hate that they both start with an F. It kind of screws with me. But like, it definitely feels like they brought in fresh blood for this game, because
so I could make an update video tomorrow and tell you this game sucks, don't play it. I don't know yet. And I hope that's not the case.
I hope not either, because I have not, every damn time a Sonic game has come out since I was a kid, my mom would get me every year. I would buy the next game every year. Boom, I got. Lost World I got. But when Forces came out and Mania came out, I literally said, no, I'm not going to fucking support this garbage. I can't. No matter what discount you put on Forces, I cannot support something like that.
It's down to $20 on the Microsoft store.
Dude, even if you gave it to me for free, I wouldn't fucking play it. It would just sit on my shelf and it would just sit there.
You know what's the stupidest thing about Forces 2? I feel like everything happening at Frontiers is to basically fix what criticized at Forces. Supersonic's DLC in Forces.
Yeah, that was so weird. They were going to make you pay for it too. But then they were like, nah, all right, we'll make it free.
But no, he's just in Frontiers as a main part of the game.
Which is so weird. Like, when they did things like Episode Shadow, I'm like, what are they going to do? The Final Fantasy 15 thing where they give you little bits and pieces of story spread throughout different DLC bits? I think that was what the plan was, but...
we only got Episode Shadow, so...
I heard we were supposed to get Episode Infinite, but I think Sega and Sonic Team saw the reception of Forces and thought, all right, drop the game. Let's start making this brand new one.
Yeah, they've been working on Frontier since basically Forces ended.
You know, it's weird. Like, I bet you there were more level designers for Sonic 06 than there were for this game.
I'd rather play Forces than 06, dude.
I'd rather play 06 than Forces.
Okay, well, you're wrong. Anyway.
Well, even if I'm wrong, at least you can tell that game there was something there it was trying to get, but it just couldn't reach it. You know what I mean?
No.
You could tell that it was trying to be something more than it could honestly be. You know what I mean? Like it was trying to be so super ambitious, and then flat on its face. Front Forces didn't feel like it was trying to be super ambitious. It just felt like it was just trying to be super edgy, and it also fell flat on its face. You know what I mean?
Your problem is you're trying to make it edgy with the writing style of Generations of Colors, and that just doesn't work.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he says things like, it's been generations since I've seen you. Shut up.
Don't even. Like, but, you're making wisecracking jokes that are so, like, childlike in a serious situation. It's like, don't. But also the art style doesn't really work either with that kind of serious tone either.
No.
But that makes me wonder how Sonic Adventure 2 works, though, considering that's a very serious Sonic game, I'd say, for the time anyway.
Well, that game was written more like a shonen anime, whereas Forces was written like a Saturday morning.
See, written like a what?
Like, Sonic Adventure 2 is more like a shonen anime.
Yeah.
Anime, whereas Forces is more like an American cartoon. So.
American cartoon, huh? Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
You know what? Yeah, kind of makes sense. I mean, the Sonic Colors definitely showed that it was more cartoonish in terms of the writing, but I don't know who's writing this. I guess
Colors at least had the tone to back that writing up, because it was meant for a lighter tone demographic than Forces was. But Forces also was contradicting itself constantly. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Colors' writing versus how it looks, literally looks like it's a theme park, my dude. Come on.
And even Generations, that writing fits that game story. That game story is not really taking itself too seriously.
Yeah, it's a little serious, but it's nothing like as a guy named Matt from Super Gaming Bros back when they did the Let's Play said, Sonic can do mature. He can't do dark or serious. You know? If you could mix in some comedy, like some really well-timed comedy with the mature storytelling, then yeah, it could work.
And I can't say for certain because I haven't played it, but I feel like the new Ian Flynn, the guy from the comics, writing Frontiers is going to help with the tone of the storyline.
Well, according to our friend Chris Badoof, he says that he reads the comics and he says he is very damn good with the stories. I don't read them. I try to tell him why I don't, and we did agree to disagree kind of thing. But it just apparently it's pretty damn good. It's going to be good apparently.
I feel like, from what I could tell from the trailers and stuff, this seems like it's going back toward the Adventure 2 era storytelling.
Yeah, where it's like the giant monsters with no explainable origin that you know of yet. You know?
Like, apparently they referenced Dark Gaia in the game at one point. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Wow. So, do you think they're... Alright, here's the thing about the Sonic continuity. Is this taking place or do you think... Wait, no. Is Unleashed and Colors in the same timeline?
Yes.
Huh.
Unleashed and Colors are not part of an alternate timeline. They're part of the main timeline.
So... Colors, obviously, Generations is like a sequel to Colors.
Yeah.
Colors
is after Unleashed.
And then Lost World, it feels like its own thing, but I guess it takes place after.
Yeah, because they're Unleashed. Lost World is referenced in Forces. So.
Oh,
Obviously, Havok is there.
They never explained what's it called? How Eggman got out of the void and what happened to classic Eggman. Phantom Ruby. Bam. There you go.
Well, how did Eggman get out of the void? We're never going to get the answers to these questions.
These are just questions you just have to come up with your. Maybe they thought they were gonna write that kind of like answer in someday, but no, not anymore. Screw it. Because obviously they were just like, all right, you guys, you did your thing. It's time to appeal to the older audience again.
One thing this game is doing a lot better than Forces, from what I can tell, is giving it an open world makes it a lot more free than Forces, because Forces is just a straight line.
If you think about it, my favorite parts of 3D Sonic games were the hub worlds. Like even the ones you were kind of slow in as Sonic, you just have this free roaming ability without having to worry about getting to the fucking goal. Just relax at your own pace, do some challenges, like Unleashed, Adventure 1, especially.
Adventure 1's level design was that it wasn't so railroaded.
Yeah, see, that's what I like about what I'm seeing here, because it feels like they just mix together Adventure 1 and Boost. And I like that.
But something I like, too, is that if you do prefer a more linear level design, you do have the cyberspace levels.
Yes. I guess you start out in cyberspace, so again, we're going to make a follow-up to this, a few days later or so. Once we sink our teeth into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But, so if you prefer more linear boost to win levels, you have the cyberspace stages. If you're more explorative, you have the Starfall Islands you can explore.
And now with the cyberspace levels, you and I were just discussing this, how they are reused levels from past Sonic games. How that kind of is like, oh, that's annoying. But I kind of challenged the question more so, not question. I challenged that with more of a like, what about Mario or Kirby or Zelda that always reuse constant themes, but we always go, weird about, So why is it with Sonic we always want something new rather than just doing something new with the old kind of thing?
Because Sonic fans don't know what they want.
You're right. That's probably that's probably the best argument I can ever make to somebody that bitches about that. Don't you think?
Yeah, because Sonic fans we don't know. Okay, I can't say we. Sonic fans
not we.
don't know what they want.
Yeah, like
really
the Sonic, like 95% of the base don't know what they want, I'd say. Basically, that means almost everybody.
So after we both complete the game, we are going to a follow-up video talking about basically going to be our review of Sonic Frontiers.
And it could be a 20-minute video. It could be an hour and 30 minutes. And we want to talk about every little aspect. Who fucking knows? Who cares? It could be a podcast review.
We'll get
It'll be great.
We'll get to that when we get to it. But, oh boy. So, I personally am looking forward to Frontiers. I hope it's good. I'm a lot more excited for this than I ever was for Forces.
Same here, because when I saw Forces get revealed and then, stuff came out about it, I wasn't feeling it. I thought there was something off. I knew there was. I was watching the gameplay. I'm like, I don't know. But even with just the little, and then I obviously just kind of sensed it wasn't good. And then when we saw even just small bits of Frontiers here and there, I was like, okay, we have a different setting. Like, that's just completely different. Like, wow. Like, it's like eye candy to see something a little different. For Sonic, anyway. We just made an argument about that, but you know what I mean. It's just nice to have a different setting, and tone, and like art style. Maybe that's the best way I should put it. Different art style.
It's very unique for Sonic.
A lot of people said when it was first revealed, it looked like Windows Vista or XP background, the
Looks
Green
a
Hills.
lot like Legends Arceus.
Yeah, but what's interesting, apparently, the more challenges you do in the open world, the more the open world builds
I've
itself.
noticed that. Yeah.
So it could become more lively than we know. I mean, I'm not saying there's going to be NPCs everywhere or shops or whatever. I have no idea how anything works.
What about Shao?
No.
No, you don't.
That's what Izuka said. Right as someone said, is there going to be a Chao Garden in Sonic Frontiers?
No,
No. It's like, stop. You know, they're not going to bring the Chao back until they do a Sonic Adventure remake. You know it.
and
And they're gonna make they're gonna make your phones like be able to connect to their servers, and your account will link to your phone account on your freaking Chow Garden app, and oh my god, it's gonna be
We're not
nuts.
getting an adventure remake, everybody. You need to accept it.
No, they do they want to do it. They said they want to take what they learned from this game and possibly apply it to an adventure remake.
We're not getting an adventure remake.
Why does Izuka keep saying that he wants to, at least try it with the new standard that they've made?
Because he's fucking with us. It's not gonna happen.
Come on. I know he said he wanted to do it in the past, but if this is truly what they have, solidly laid out for us to play for the next 10 years, as they said, then it has to be happening at some point.
Hey, if I'm proven wrong, great. But
Yeah, we're not putting bets on each other like, ha, I was right, you bet. No. I'm just saying I can sense it sometimes.
hey, if it happens, cool. I'm wrong, but I just don't see it happening.
Nah, I mean, if it does, cool. If it doesn't, cool. I don't know. Because again, with Adventure, you can't just remake it copy paste the way it is. It's too disjointed. It's honestly terribly written in today's standards. So maybe it would just have to be completely overhauled Final Fantasy VII remake style.
Oh, that's another video we need to do. Fuck.
Yeah. There we go. I
Anyway.
mean, but yeah, we got 6 hours until the game comes out, guys. So hopefully we can get this video out before the game comes out.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it up as basically as soon as we're done recording this. So.
Yeah. Let's see how that works.
Pretty much. All right. Well, unless you have anything you want to add, I think we can call it here.
Yeah, no, I got nothing left to say right now.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to us talk about Sonic for 30 fucking minutes.
Us man children talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. What else is new on the internet?
Yeah, and we'll see you next time.
Yosh.
Take care.
Goodbye.